What up, everybody? It is the morning after with Nick and Big J. Welcome to Tuesday, the 16th day of December, 2025. My name is Nick. Hey, there's Big J right over there, everybody.
Here I am.
Hey, Big J, how are you, bud?
I'm all right.
Yeah, hanging in there?
Yeah.
Fighting the good fight?
Try.
Battling through?
Yeah.
Is it one battle after another for you, Big J?
It is the description of our lives.
Well, welcome to Tuesday. Thank you, everybody, for coming out last night to the X's Holiday Treasure Party. We had a whole hell of a lot of fun. Congratulations to Brandon, one of our ex-listeners, the grand prize winner, Big J, $5,000 richer from last night.
Nice.
Bunch of people won $1,000. Bunch of people won $500. Bunch of people won $250. We gave away a lot of money and a lot of prizes last night. Thank you all. Dude, the Hotel Renegade is an amazing place.
I like, it's luxurious.
It's one of those things where I instantly felt out of place. Not in a bad way, but just like, whoa, this is really high society, man. I mean, This is like, it's very much like a throwback to the 30s. It's supposed to feel very speakeasy kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, the upstairs bar on the 8th floor is right where we were. And then we had this beautiful outdoor patio right there that you could go into that was heated. It was gorgeous.
That's where I was for the wedding.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Right there, out there.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Hanging out with Johnny Nitro and
Rob Van
Dam. Right on that patio.
For those
Best
of you
friend.
that are not looking at the video podcast, I did point to my shoulders with my thumb when I said that. But thank you all for coming out last night and having some fun with us and having some beverages and some great food as well. We appreciate you all, and hopefully you had a good holiday treasure party, and everybody walked away with a bunch of prizes. Some were really cool. Some got tickets to things like the Goo Goo Dolls, Big J. But you know what? If that's your thing, maybe you're happy.
Hey, man, I mean, some people can have some eclectic tastes.
Or we'll see it on Craigslist in like 2 weeks. Who knows? It's where most of our free tickets
Or
are.
today. Why wait? But do it before Christmas.
Cash in now. Of course, we also have a chance today to have you pick out a movie for our very own Radio's Big J. He wants to watch a movie tonight. What movie will it be? It will be entirely up to you. We'll play a round of Streaming Dumbass before we hit 7 o'clock. We also have an opportunity for you to go check out Offspring. Offspring for Xmas is in full swing. We're giving away a couple pair of tickets every single day leading up to Christmas. So if you want to check out that Offspring show on the 19th, we have you covered, as they say. We'll do some headlines. We'll do some We're Going to Hell action. Should be a good Tuesday show. Are you ready to buckle up and get to it, Big J?
I'm ready, man. Strap me in.
Then let's start with some Metallica. Wherever I May Roam on the X-Rocks.
On the morning after with Nick and Big J.
The Idaho Transportation Department, heretofore referred to as IDT, Big J, has released some information that's very interesting that kind of highlights some of the most dangerous intersections in the city of Boise over the last couple of years. What they did is they kind of pooled the data from 2020 through all the way through 2026. And they spotlighted the most dangerous intersections in the city based on injury accidents and then overall injury and non-injury combined, like fender benders included, all those kinds of things in top of it. I have the top 6 here for both categories. Big J, let's go with injury accidents. Any guesses as to what the most popular places something like that would happen? Intersections, not including the freeway, Big J,
okay. I was gonna
that
say.
happen here in the Treasure Valley.
Let's start out with Eagle and Fairview.
Eagle and Fairview is not on the list. Big
Wow.
J.
Eagle and Chinden?
Eagle and Chinden is number 3. 19 crashes over that course of time that had significant injury.
Okay. Let's go with, see it all the time. I'm going to go with Linder and McMillan Road.
No, Linder is not on the list. Nope. Number 6, Fairview and Maple Grove. Number 5, Entertainment and Overland, right there by the Spectre.
Oh, yeah.
Number 4 is Fairview and 5 Mile. Number 3 is Chinden and Eagle, as we talked about. Number 2 is Orchard and Overland. And the number 1 most dangerous intersection, Cloverdale and Fairview. Now, when you look at the overall crashes, it's interesting to see, like, that's where things start to get very interesting. Number 5, with the most accidents that happen all the time, that's fender benders and everything, Franklin and Milwaukee. Number 4, Fairview and 5 Mile. Number 3, Cole and Overland. The number 2 most dangerous intersection overall in the Treasure Valley, right down the street from this radio station, Big J, Curtis and Fairview. There's fender benders there all the time. And then number 1 is Chinden and Eagle. So those are the places that most incidents happen. and that you need to be careful of on the surface streets. And, 66 over the course of the last 5 years or so, that's the number one, all the way down to 49 at number 5. So literally hundreds of accidents happen in this particular span of area here in the Treasure Valley. So it's always intersections that seem to be the most problem. It's people not paying attention. They bump into somebody or somebody runs a red light or something like that happens. These are the reasons why you have to be careful. So, yeah, Fairview for sure. It has the most kind of dangerous intersections. If you're traveling down Fairview, you've got a lot of problem spots. There's Milwaukee, there's 5 Mile, there's Curtis, there's, Cloverdale.
Fairview in general.
Yeah, just be careful. And then I would say Chinden probably comes in second. And then you've got Overland as well as an issue. So the main thoroughfares that go east-west are a real problem here in the Treasure Valley. So keep that in mind, please. And
just only go north and south. It'll be all right.
Even though the Indianapolis Colts lost to the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday, 44-year-old Phillip Rivers did okay, I suppose. Enough that the Colts are going to name him the starting quarterback. I mean, he wasn't a fantasy boon. He had like 6 fantasy points. I think he was 11 of 18 for like 118 yards and a touchdown and a pick. But we're going to see him in action on Monday Night Football against the San Francisco 49ers, Big J. That's got to make you feel pretty good. Shane Steichen.
They almost won the damn game. Well, of course, the Seahawks have struggled at home.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they almost won the game. He did what they needed him to do.
Sure. He didn't cost them the game, that's for sure. But, of course, they praised his management of the game despite being away from the NFL for 5 years. So it's going to be another start for Phillip Rivers this weekend against the 49ers. Get ready to see him in action again, where every pass he throws looks like it's the hardest thing anybody's ever done. But, hey, man, he's 44 years old out there, shuffling it around. Some important changes to streaming if you are paying attention to things like that. Amazon Prime, you ever heard of them?
Yeah.
Fallout Season 2 is supposed to come out tomorrow. They're going to advance the release of it. It's going to be released today at 7 o'clock Idaho time this evening. That's one day earlier than planned. The 8-episode season will continue with weekly releases, ending with the finale on February 4th. But they made the announcement on the Sphere in Las Vegas, fittingly tied into the show's storyline. Of course, New Vegas is going to be a big part of what's happening in Fallout Season 2. So they're surprising everybody and dropping the first episode a day early. So if you can't wait for Fallout Season 2, you'll be able to watch it this very evening on your streaming platform if you want to.
Yeah, it came up fast.
It did. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your first round of important stuff. It is the X Rocks.
Netflix. It's streaming Dumbass on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Big J wants to watch a movie tonight, good people of the Treasure Valley. Here's the problem. When left to his own devices, he jumps onto a streaming service of his own and just scrolls and scrolls and scrolls. And before he knows it, he's lost 3 hours of his life and he hasn't watched a single movie. So the powers of selecting a movie have been stripped away from him and they have been placed in your hands. You have to decide what movie Big J will be watching tonight. He will do so, and then he will take his time and report back tomorrow about what he thinks about the movie. Is it good? Is it bad? Does he like it? Does he recommend it to you? Or does he think you should pass on it? These are your missions. If you choose to accept it, you will select a movie on the 3 that I'm about to give you by texting in movie number 1, movie number 2, or movie number 3 to 208-287-1003. Here's the catch. Not going to give you the titles or the stars of these movies. Not yet, anyway. You're just going to get the plot description that was given to us from the streaming service on which you can find this movie. So you're going to have to make this decision based on the elevator pitch of the film alone. And so the more people that text in, the less likely there's going to be a tie, and that's good. We never want a tie, because then I have to break that tie, and I know these titles, and it just doesn't seem as fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't want to take the fun out of this. So get ready to vote. Big J, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Movie number 1. A chance encounter in a very family-friendly place lands 2 men in hot water as they find themselves in the crossfire of a manhunt that they want nothing to do with. Soon, a random weekday turns into a battle for survival. Movie number 2. Hidden secrets and long-buried resentments come to light when 2 estranged brothers decide to make an effort and reunite at a family cabin deep in the woods. Doesn't take long for things to get a little chippy. And movie number 3. A bartender finds himself caught in the middle of a motley crew of threatening gangsters, all who want a piece of him for reasons he can't seem to figure out.
You want a piece of me?
Movie number 1, What is Going On? Movie number 2, Cabin in the Woods. Or movie number 3, What's Going On Here as well? These are the 3 movies that you have to choose from. Of course, those are not the actual titles, just my simple plot summation of my own accord. So based on that information, text in movie number 1, movie number 2, or movie number 3 to 208-287-1003. The movie that gets the most votes, that's the one Big J will actually watch. We will tabulate the votes and release the titles of all 3 movies, including the one you picked. That's next on the X Rocks. We're on the morning after with Nick and Big J. We get to the exciting conclusion of Streaming Dumbass for this particular Tuesday. Have the votes been tabulated, Big J?
They sure have.
Is there a movie that the listeners have picked over others?
Yep.
Then we are right where we need to be. Let's go in reverse order. What movie got the least amount of votes?
Well, back to movie number 1.
Oh, all right. Well, movie number 1 has got something that you love and something that you hate in it, and wondered what would happen if worlds collide, Big J. That was the movie called Playdate. You ever heard of it?
Playdate.
Yes. It's an Amazon Prime movie starring Alan Ritchson. You know him as Reacher, of course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, This was in this Kevin James.
Yes.
Yeah.
The love and hate, the yin and the yang for Big J in one movie. But it is available on Amazon Prime if you want to check it out.
Screw everybody out there.
What's
that
the
would be
matter?
great.
Okay. Well, you can watch it on your own time, of course.
Yeah. I can't make a decision, though, so I can't really.
That's true. Well, I mean, you've had plenty of chances. What movie came in second place?
Movie number 2.
Movie number 2 is called Anemone, Big J. That stars former guest The Morning After, Sean Bean. And, of course, the big screen return of one Daniel Day-Lewis. It was a big deal because it was a movie that was directed by his son. It is available to stream on Peacock. Apparently, it's very good, but you will not be watching that. Sounds like you're watching movie number 3, Big J.
Movie number 3.
That movie is available on Netflix. It is called Caught Stealing. It stars Austin Butler, Elvis himself, of course, Big J. And Zoe Kravitz is in that movie as well. So Caught Stealing is the movie that you'll be watching on Netflix. You will report back tomorrow, of course, if you have access to it. I do not know if it's one of the movies behind lock and key of those of you that don't have a non-commercial membership to Netflix. What movie was that we found out that you could not watch? Do you remember?
Oh Hi? No.
Oh Hi, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It was a romantic comedy. So we'll see if Caught Stealing is available for Big J to watch. If it is, he will watch it on Netflix and report back. So if you want to play the home game, that's the movie that you want to watch on Netflix tonight and see if your movie compares with old Big J. Thank you for all the votes. We always appreciate it. And best of luck to you, Big J, in tracking down Caught Stealing on Netflix. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Some important stuff is next on the X Rocks.
Important stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Hey, Big J, sometimes you read something and you realize it's really haunting and bad news, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, I mean, I guess I should share it just so that everybody else has these terrible knowledge and not just me, right?
Well, it's called We're Going to Hell.
Or important stuff. In
Oh,
this
dang.
particular case.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So this is real, like a real.
This is real. Yeah, not like a funny story. It's like just like a
We're Going to Hell stories are funny. But.
Well, no, but we try to make a little bit of fun out of it. In this, I just looked at it and was like, I guess it kind of makes sense. And then I was like, God, what a bummer. And here's the fact. So they went back and they reestablished about 24,000 different autopsies that had a particular label on them, right? Over the last 5 years. And here's what they found out. And I guess maybe on some level I kind of already knew this. But like, here's what the scientists discovered. There's no such thing as dying of quote-unquote old age or quote-unquote natural causes, right? These are things that we tell ourselves and loved ones to make us feel better about stuff. When somebody passes away at the age of 2 and they're just like, they died of natural causes, man. And you go, you know what? That makes sense. 92 is a good run. In reality, there's something that caused that death. You know what I mean? It's just easier for us to process that they're 92 and that everything just gave up on them. But what that usually means is something in their body went wrong and that's what killed them, you know?
Yeah, whatever, it caught up to them.
Almost always is cardiovascular related, right? It's almost always a heart attack, but a lot of times it's strokes, It's some sort of organ failure. It's pneumonia. It's other things that catch up with you. But there is no such thing as just dying from old age or dying from natural causes. There is something that goes wrong inside of us that causes us to pass away, and we say these things to ourselves to make us feel better, and now I'm never sleeping again.
Look at Dick Van Dyke, man. Just celebrated 100th birthday. Looks great and spry. That guy can live to 200 days.
Yeah. So, like, it's not...
Stay away from the bad stuff.
It's not age that kills us or being on this earth for a particular long time. Something inside of us breaks and cannot be repaired in time in order to save our life. And so we can say natural causes, we can say old age, because sure, it helps us sleep at night. But in the reality, something went wrong inside of grandma's body, and that doesn't make you feel good, and you don't want to think about things like that. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I don't...
It's a bummer, I guess, is my point.
I think sometimes I'm just surprised they live so long.
Sure. That's what I mean.
It's like my dad. I'm like, I can't. It's great news for me. I could damage my body all kinds of ways, I guess.
All of this stuff is meant to make us feel better. It's all like a psychoanalytical game. You know what I mean? And so, yes, you know, finding out that somebody that you love and care about passed away from natural causes feels better to you than grandma had a stroke, you know, at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it probably sucked. And that doesn't feel good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we don't want to deal with these particular thoughts because you're like, they lived a long life. They did really good things. They were on this earth for a while, and they had a good run, and that makes us feel better. But when you actually dive down deep enough, you're like, oh, no, here's the ventricle that shut off.
Let's also throw some cold water on this thought that a lot of people who die in their sleep die peacefully.
Yeah, like
that doesn't necessarily mean they just went to sleep and didn't wake up. They woke up and then they died.
I mean, not all the time, but
I think most of the time that's the case.
Yeah,
like
until
unfortunately you've seen someone die, you don't understand that.
Got it. Is there something you want to tell me?
No.
All right.
I mean, but yes, but later.
All right. I'm convinced I'm going to die screaming, whatever it is that happens.
Because you're a fighter, Nick, and you're going to fight it until the very last moment.
Because it's going to hurt, and I'm not going to like it. Big J, the contract that superstar closer Edwin Diaz signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers is worth $69 million for 3 years. Good number, Edwin. But some of that $69 million is deferred and won't be paid out until until 2047. I mean, the Dodgers and their interesting contract, the way that they draw this up is crazy. So with this contract added in, the Dodgers are on the hook for more than $1 billion in deferred salary for 9 players. A lot of these players, they won't start paying until they're well into retirement age, some of them in their 50s and 60s. And that's some of the best players they have. Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Blake Snell, Freddie Freeman, among others. So the Dodgers get real creative with stuff. And then they defer things down the road. It's going to be like the new Bobby Bonilla. You know, it's like Happy Bobby Bonilla Day. We owe him $1 million. That's the Mets contract that he signed. And so even though he hasn't played for 30 years, he still gets $1 million. These guys are going to get paid until 2050 in some particular cases, which is
good
crazy.
Retirement plan, man.
Yeah,
I wish we could.
It's generational wealth for your family is what it breaks down to. You know, you've helped out, you know, your generations to come. And maybe that's probably what they're thinking. I can't spend all this millions of dollars now. Might as well set up my kids and my grandkids down the line.
If you're Shohei, it's paying out your debts to bookies.
Yeah, I believe he's gambled that all the way. You're absolutely right. Big J, if you have not seen One Battle After Another, and I know you have, but for those of you that haven't, please know that the Paul Thomas Anderson film starring Leonardo DiCaprio will start streaming on HBO Max on Friday. This weekend, you'll be able to check it out again on the small screen. The day comes one day before it starts premiering on HBO proper. The movie earned over $200 million worldwide, has been named Best Picture by the New York and Los Angeles Critics Group, the National Board of Review, nominated for a ton of Golden Globes, and we'll see how it does when the Oscar nominations come out here in a couple of weeks. But spoiler, I think it'll do pretty well.
I think so too, man.
So if you've missed it, you'll now have a chance to check it out on HBO Max beginning this weekend. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to go to hell. It's next on the X Rocks.
Here's traffic inside the...
Where the hell is the switch?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
Today is one of those stories where it makes me go, listen, we had a good run, humanity, but I don't think we're long for this world, you know?
Different than things that make you go,
Yeah, I think it's almost the polar opposite, but it certainly is something where I'm like, I don't understand why one would do this. I guess I understand how this could happen to one part of the story, but the other part where I'm like, there's zero kind of like research and investigation done in any of this. You're just doing this stuff willy-nilly. And, of course, bad things are happening. So let's start at the very beginning, Big J.
Okay.
There is no doubt about it that Zootopia 2 is a worldwide phenomenon. Agree or disagree?
Oh, it's made it's probably going to make almost $1.5 billion.
Well, it's made $1.3 billion already.
Yeah.
Worldwide. So it's a big deal. And domestically, it is a huge movie as well, right?
Yes.
Do you know what the concept of Zootopia is?
No, I don't,
Okay.
actually.
I mean, it's really just a world of sentient animals, right? Doing things. Everybody has a job. There are animals that work and there are animals that are fun. Zootopia tells the story of a couple of animals that are trying to overtake something. And I don't know what Zootopia 2 does, but I'm guessing it's in that same world, right?
You would imagine.
So, each of these characters obviously have a personality. And one of the breakout stars of Zootopia 2 is Gary. Now, Gary is called...
From Parma?
Huh? No, not Gary from Parma. Gary the Blue Snake. Now, Gary the Blue Snake is essentially based on an Indonesian pit viper that is a real snake and a real thing. And so in Zootopia 2, Gary is a really fun and awesome character, and a lot of people are leaving the theater going, man, Gary is a blast. I love him.
I love Gary.
And so, because of the kids' love for Gary the Blue Snake in Zootopia 2, what's ending up on a lot of lists for the holiday season, but I want my very own Gary that I can take care of and love in the comfort of my own home. You understand?
Yeah. I don't know about what people know, but I'm going to guess this pit viper is extraordinarily dangerous.
So, it has led over the last 2 weeks to a huge surge in demand for these Indonesian blue pit vipers to be shipped to the United States as pets.
Oh!
A report that was published yesterday basically found that since the movie's November 26 release, online sales of blue Indonesian pit vipers have soared. And these pit vipers are not cheap. They are 3,000 American dollars on the high end. Some are going as low as $900, but it's going to cost you some serious money to get a pit viper, especially a blue Indonesian one, to you in the United States. Because believe it or not, Big J, they are not, something that is usually found here.
Right.
Now, I'll say this. I'm not a big fan of snakes, but these snakes look pretty cool, man. I mean, they are bright. Look, they are bright blue.
I can look it up.
Okay. They're bright blue. They actually look like they look pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. It's a cool looking snake. But it obviously is not something that you should be having on the regular. And so they're finding these snakes online. They're buying them from illegal vendors, and they're getting them shipped over here to the United States. And it's not great. Because, yes, the Indonesian pit viper, Big J, is venomous. Now, if an Indonesian pit viper bites you, it's probably not fatal if you find care fairly easily. But it is it's got toxic venom in there, and so it is highly dangerous.
When you get the snake, does it come with a whole bunch of anti-venom?
No, it does not.
Well, then no sale.
That is on your own to figure out. It basically can cause swelling, pain, serious tissue damage without prompt treatment. So how do we know this is happening? Big J, we got kids getting bit in the United States of America from Indonesian pit vipers, where they all have little Garys at their house. And Gary doesn't want to be played with as a pet because it's a venomous snake and it doesn't have time for your 5-year-old BS. And so they are using this as a warning and saying, listen, Gary's fun in the movie. Yes, these snakes look cool. These snakes are not pets. They should not be used as such. Certainly not around children. So please don't go online and spend thousands of dollars on a blue snake that you saw in a cartoon that you think would make it a good pet, because it's probably not going to work out for you and your family. So, they're trying to crack down on this, but some things slip through the cracks. And snakes, Big J, they're infamous for slipping through cracks. You understand me?
Yeah, you can find them anywhere, under your house, probably right now.
And so there's lots of gaps that people are utilizing to get these things into the United States illegally, but it's not a good decision. As cool as they may look or as nice as you think they might make as a pet, it's not how it works out. So don't buy the blue snake that you see in Zootopia 2 on the internet for your kid for Christmas. You're going to end up in the hospital. I'm just trying to tell you.
Also, don't buy stuff you see in the movies. I've done this before, and I regret it.
Yeah. I mean, things look really cool on the big screen. It usually doesn't translate to real
life. I bought a handgun, Nick.
The actual one used in the movie or a replica?
Yeah, a replica. Okay. Well, no, a real handgun, but it was one that was used in, Desperado.
Okay.
So it was Antonio Banderas.
Antonio
Banderas, I don't want to say. But he was using this Ruger P89. Terrible handgun.
Okay.
I deeply regret it.
Imagine if that handgun was a poisonous snake.
Yeah, it would have been a terrible mistake.
Yeah, don't do it. Please, we beg of you. As cool as Zootopia 2 is, as much as your kids are caught up in the hype, buy him a t-shirt with Gary the Blue Snake on it. Let's do that instead. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your We're Going to Hell story. It is the X Rocks.
Here's traffic inside the TDS Fiber Traffic Center on 100.3 The X.
All the ladies are That Is Say It Ain't So here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Big J, Merriam-Webster. You ever heard of them?
Webster's Dictionary?
Yeah. They are having their 2025 year in review, and they are the latest dictionary to announce their word of the year for 2025. They had lots of phrases that they had given some credit to, like gerrymander, Big J. That almost was the word of the year. Touch grass, more of a phrase than a word, but we're getting into semantics here.
Mm-hmm.
Performative, tariff, 6-7, and conclave are among the nominees. But the word that won, Big J, is a nice 4-letter word that the kids love to use in the year 2025. And that winner is slop. Now, how would you define the word slop in terms of 2025 kind of definitions, not the overall definition, because it means a different thing now than it did back in the day. What does slop mean to you, Big J?
Oh, it just means like it's stuff that didn't make it onto the plate.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, just the slop. I mean, when I hear slop, I think a ladle of soup thrown into a bowl, and what comes out of the bowl is slop.
So a mess.
Yeah.
Really. Well, they more to refer to it in terms of digital content. Does that help?
No, not really.
So slop is digital content that is low quality, produced usually by AI, that doesn't look good and is not realistic, and there's lots more of it. So everybody calls it AI slop these days.
First time I've seen this in this context, Nick, in the year 2025 was yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When you read a story about Merriam-Webster naming the word of the year?
No, when I was reading a story about the Fallout's AI season recap of the first season.
Disaster it is.
And it was called slop.
Yeah.
And that was the only time I've heard the word referenced in such a manner.
Well, they're using that in headlines because it is a word that is used a lot.
But what I'm saying, I haven't heard it used at all.
I get it.
I haven't seen it used anywhere until yesterday.
You're a 48-year-old man. You're out of your element here.
Thank you.
But in other words,
I love it.
59, I'm sorry. In other words, it's a word that used to describe, like, absurd videos, off-kilter advertising images, cheesy propaganda, and other terrible things that look, not even real, but just AI janky-looking things. And so slop has become a term in 2025 because there's a lot more of it, and it's invaded our social media feeds all over the place, especially in the later part of 2025. So now you know that 2025, at least according to Merriam-Webster, has been a sloppy year, Big J.
I would agree with it.
And now you have a term that you can use a little more on the regular and feel like you're part of the cool kids.
I'm all right.
Isn't that nice? A little bit of street cred that you've been looking for?
No.
Morning
I don't
After
want their street cred.
with Nick and Big J. There's your word of the year update coming up in a few minutes. We got some important stuff and your pop culture smackdown. It's the X Rocks.
Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
We have a lot of traditions around the holidays in the old United States of America. We can agree on that. Yes, Big J?
Yeah.
And one of the things that we love to do as a culture is track how much money it costs us to do those traditions, Just so we can show, how much things have changed over the course of years. We love, here's how much the price of a traditional Thanksgiving meal costs now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we do that with everything, and it's no Surprise, I suppose, that we have been tracking the cost of what it would be for Santa's milk and cookies. You understand that one of the traditions of Christmas is leaving out some milk and cookies for good old Kris Kringle to stuff his fat face with when you come down your chimney, right?
Well, he needs to recoup his energy coming down and using that Santa magic.
It's a long-ass night, man. He needs that sugar rush to get him through and squeeze his ass through those chimneys and drop off some presents and be on his way. I have a theory that there's some ingredient in the actual cookies that helps him mind control the reindeer. And that's why it's imperative that we pass on
sugar.
And so if you want to know how much cookies and milk cost for Santa now, it is on average $8.44 for some milk and cookies. Now, that's a 31% increase from last year. What the hell, Big J?
I don't believe it.
What do you mean you don't believe it?
I don't believe it costs that much to make those cookies.
I believe they're talking about buying a dozen cookies, not even making it from scratch. It'd probably be a little bit cheaper to do that. But the jump is, the reason is, Big J, the cost of eggs are still higher than they were a year ago.
What? No, that's not true.
No. Don't talk to me. Talk to Finance Buzz. They put this together. And, of course, it is making things a little bit more expensive than they were last year. Now, of course, last year around this time, inflation was at a particular percentage. Now it's a little bit higher. That also impacts the price of pretty much anything that you buy. Milk is the only item rising slower than the overall inflation in the country, so that's down just a scotch. But sugar, butter, eggs all increased from last year, and that's why it costs more money to make these milk and cookies for Mr. Claus for the holiday.
Too.
Chocolate is way up, yes.
You're putting chocolate chips in there.
And God forbid you want to fancify those cookies a little bit. Watch out. It's going to cost you some cash. So whatever it's going to be, make sure you save yourself some money when you're putting out some milk and cookies for Santa. Maybe, only put out 2 or 3 cookies this year.
He'll appreciate it.
Yeah. It's not like, Santa's got a lot of cookies to hand. You can understand if you don't leave out a dozen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Big J, I do believe I can say with full authority the bowl system in college football is broken.
It's been broken for about 10 years.
I don't think anybody cares. Listen.
The teams don't even care.
The LA Bowl, the bowl that the Broncos played in, right? Yeah. They said that the attendance for that bowl was 23,000 people. There's no way in hell there were that many people there, number one. And plus, it's a stadium that holds almost 70,000, so it looked like there were 2,000 people
I
there.
would say there would be 23,000 tickets purchased by corporate sponsors.
Absolutely.
And such.
I would say through the turnstiles, maybe 12. It looked bad. The optics were bad. There's a reason why this was the last LA Bowl. I'll put it that way. It probably cost them way more to rent out the stadium than it did for profitability for anybody involved in it. But it's bad everywhere. It's not just bad at the LA Bowl. As a matter of fact, if you are heading to the Boca Raton Bowl coming up in December, you have a chance to attend for almost no money. Now, that bowl is being sponsored by Bush's Baked Beans. You ever heard of them?
Oh, of course. Delicious.
And they can't sell tickets to this thing. And so they're essentially saying, hey, listen, you don't have to buy a ticket. If you show up to the stadium at Florida Atlantic Stadium down there at Boca Raton, and you bring us a can of Bush's Baked Beans on December 23rd, we'll get you into that game. Come see a football game for an 89-cent can of beans. We'll make it happen. Please.
Come to the game and buy our beans.
Please.
Now return them to us.
They're using it as a food drive as well. That's going to go to local families in need. So there's not anything bad about it. But as of right now, they've sold 1,200 tickets to this game. And I don't even know who the matchup is, but it's not good. So nobody cares about these bowl games. Teams that don't make it to the playoff are dropping out of these bowl games. You have to get 5 and 7 teams in them to make them make up the difference. It's not great. I say we just get rid of it because nobody's making money in these bowl games anymore. It used to be like ESPN was making money, but nobody's watching them. Nobody's going. The teams don't like it. I don't understand why it's there.
Yeah. Well, it's part of an old, antiquated system.
I do believe, I didn't think it was going to be that bad, but I think the college football playoff full-on murdered the bowl system, period.
Well, even before that, it was struggling.
Yes, it was in trouble.
Because there was too many weird ones, and teams didn't have to do a whole lot to get to them.
I just propose we keep the Pop-Tart Bowl because they're at least having fun with it.
What about the Idaho Potato Bowl, Nick? Where do you rank that?
Yeah, I'm sorry, it can go. I really don't care. Big J, AMC is creating a television series based on Point Break. Are you excited or angry?
I was going to use this for bad impression.
Sorry, buddy. The original movie followed, of course, Johnny Utah infiltrating
I'm an FBI agent.
the ex-president, a bank-robbing surf gang that was led by Patrick Swayze. And then they remade the movie a couple of years ago. That did well overseas, but not great here domestically. And so now they're going to turn it into a TV series. The question becomes, what does that look like and what does that mean? Who knows? We just know that AMC has been pretty successful transferring things from books and other kind of pop culture medium into TV series. So they're going to give it a shot. They've had some success with Interview with the Vampire based on Anne Rice's books. That was also a movie before. Mm-hmm. And so they're going to give it a shot here with Point Break. Is it going to depend on who's in it, Big J, or are you just full stop not interested?
Yeah, I'm not really super interested. I didn't even see the remake.
Is it because you hold Point Break, the original, in such high regard that you don't want to see it?
No, I literally
sullied?
can't make a decision to watch a movie.
But this is a TV show. It's a little bit easier for you.
Oh, it's even worse for that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. We got your Pop Culture Smackdown next on the X Rocks.
Pop Culture Smackdown. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, we got some arena tickets for you. The Offspring Supercharged Worldwide Tour is hitting the Ford Idaho Center Arena on January 19th. And we have some tickets for you. Opening up is Bad Religion, so it's going to be an awesome show. I want to get you there. You just have to beat me Pop Culture Smackdown to make it happen.
All right, get on the phone if you want to play. The phone number is 208-287-1003 if you want to get in the running and have some fun and see if you can score these Offspring tickets and defeat Big J in the process. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, I think it would be.
Not if you're Big J, but I mean, it'd be pretty cool if you won tickets. Let's get ourselves a contestant. Hello, the X.
Hello,
Hey, good morning, man. Who's this?
Joe.
All right, Joe, you're up first. Joe, Big J's going to watch a movie with Zoe Kravitz in it tonight, but Zoe Kravitz starred in which of these comic book movies? Thor, Love and Thunder, Morbius, or The Batman?
The Batman?
That is correct. Right. She played Catwoman in The Batman. Big J, obviously, Lenny Kravitz is Zoe Kravitz's dad, but who's her mom?
Let's see. I'm going to go with Benet.
Right. That is correct. You obviously spaced on her first name, but nailed her last name. Yeah. Jeopardy rules always apply on this show.
Who is
Lisa Bonet?
Lisa Bonet
is the correct answer. Joe, back to you. Joe, how does James Bond like his martinis prepared? I'll give you a spoiler. It is not stirred.
Shaken.
That is correct. Right. Shake those things up.
Shake it, baby.
Big J, Dominic Moynihan famously played what Hobbit in the Lord of the Rings trilogy? Just need a first name here.
First name of the Hobbit?
Yeah. That he played, of course.
Yeah, of course. I don't know the Hobbit's name.
Oh, no.
Frodo?
That's a Hobbit, for sure.
Oh, right.
But
that's
that ain't
it.
him.
I mean, that's as good as I'm going to get.
That ain't him. That's Elijah Wood in Lord of the Rings. Joe, you win. You've got Offspring tickets coming your way. Do you happen to know the character that Dominic Moynihan played in Lord of the Rings?
That Bilbo? Oh, no, that's not Bilbo. That's one of the friends. I don't remember what it is.
That's right. One of the friends. That's good enough. Joe, hang on one second.
One of the bows.
What if I told you it has kind of like a Christmas tinge to it? Would that help you?
Christopher?
Christmas.
Oh, Christmas.
A Christmas tinge to it.
Yeah, I was going Christopher.
No, that does not have anything to do with Christmas. I was looking for Mary. Right. Merry. Mary. Yeah. The Hobbit, played by Dominic Moynihan. Famous. Thank you, Joe. Hang on one second. We'll hook you up with those Offspring tickets. We got your headlines. They're next on the X Rocks.
Here's traffic inside the...
Yes, you are now a better person for knowing this. It's Headlines on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Headlines are as follows, Big J. Knock it off. I mean, come on. And, oh, rats. I mean, come on. Roy Marsh is 86 years old, Big J. Roy Marsh just got a fine for $334.50. That's a littering fine. That's how much it'll cost you to litter in Lincolnshire, England. Now, enforcement officers saw him spit out a leaf that flew into his mouth during strong winds, and they fined him for littering, bro.
That seems a bit heavy-handed.
Yeah. He said he was sitting down, and a big gust of wind blew a leaf into his mouth, And so he spat it out and just got up to walk away. Then, about a second later, 2 enforcement officers came up to me and then accused him of spitting garbage on the ground. And that, of course, made Roy pretty upset, so he calls them both silly boys. And then they took it personally. Next thing you know, they're writing him a ticket, right? He says it was very unnecessary, out of proportion. Obviously, it wasn't garbage. He didn't bring it to the park. Something flew up in his mouth, and he spit it out. His daughter had to explain that he has asthma, a heart condition, some walking difficulties. Now, council city members are criticizing the enforcement, telling the BBC that officers are taking it a bit too far. So we'll see what happens. But as of right now, the fine stands, Big J.
You should be finding the tree. It's the one that dropped the leaf.
I agree. As a matter of fact, place that tree under arrest.
Yeah. Don't let it go anywhere.
Put it under house arrest.
Yard arrest.
Knock it off or oh rats?
Oh, rats.
More than 250 passengers were stranded in Paradise over the weekend after their flight from Aruba back to Amsterdam had to be canceled because there was a rat on the plane, Big J. The rodent was spotted during the plane's first journey from Amsterdam to Aruba. The airline spokesperson said the pilot chose to continue on to Aruba rather than turn back. But when the plane landed, it had to be taken out of service while the crews tried to capture the rogue rodent. They gave the plane a thorough cleaning, and then 254 passengers put back on the plane. They were going back to Amsterdam because no other plane was available there in Aruba. Turned out they did not get a hold of the rodent. And so once somebody saw it rolling around again, everybody was asked to get off the plane. They were given an extra night in a hotel. 36 hours later, they did capture the rat. The plane was cleaned again, and the passengers ended up getting back on the plane and back to Amsterdam. So they got an extra day on vacation, courtesy of one rat on a plane.
Man,
that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's probably pretty freaky if you see that rat. But they went to some pretty interesting circumstances to get that damn rat off that plane.
I would say so, yeah.
So there you go. You got to give it up to KLM was the airline that put that together. I've never heard of them, but apparently they're taking it pretty seriously. We'll wrap it up with Knock It Off. A Washington, D.C. family has received more than 100 Amazon packages that has been meant for the Arlo Hotel during the last 6 months. Brittany, who requested only her first name be used, believes that hotel guests mistakenly set her address instead of the hotel's when they're ordering something online. Now, her address appears between the Arlo's on Amazon's delivery options, with only a one-letter difference between the two locations, and so they just think that somebody clicked it on accident. So they're receiving everything from cat food to vitamin supplements to even a chainsaw, believe it or not. Luckily, the chainsaw guest came to pick it up, but she said late-night visitors after 8 p.m. seeking packages create difficulties for her family with a child. Amazon confirmed it's investigating and developing a solution to the address confusion issue. I can understand how that could get tired quick, right?
Yeah.
People knocking on your door all hours of the night, a bunch of packages stacking up outside your porch. You're like, I didn't order any of this stuff. What the hell? What the hell? So maybe double check before you click the order now. I mean, I can't think of an instance where I've ever ordered anything online where I was staying someplace to have it delivered, a place that wasn't my residence. Have you ever done that in your travels?
No.
Okay. So maybe it's something that's a little bit more regular than I have experience with, but I would feel uneasy about that. Like, yeah. I mean, am I just throwing money out the window? I don't know if I'm going to ever get this package. Because, listen, now 2-day delivery on Amazon isn't always a guarantee. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and if I'm staying place 2 days, it's like, sure, then it gets delayed and then I've wasted all this money and time. What the hell's the point? Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your headlines. You're up to date on everything. It is the X-Rocks. It's Rob Zombie. That is Dragula here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Oh, my. Well,
oh, my God.
It is the final week of the regular season of the Morning After Fantasy Football League, heretofore referred to as week number 15, presented by McCleary's Pub. We are heading into the playoffs, and Big J, the pressure was on. It was win and in for Travis Swift's, your team. You kind of had it up and go kind of last couple of weeks, but if you won, odds were you were going to take the cake. How did it turn out for you to make your final playoff push?
Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about who I brought to the table and who my opponent, Mr. One Detroit, One Pride, All Grit, brought. I had Dak Prescott going there, and obviously that game didn't go great for Mr. Prescott. He only got me just shy under 12 points, Nick.
Oh, no.
I needed some more out of him. Jared Goff, on the other hand, of course, the Lions did pretty well offensively, and that got him 25.5 points. So nice score there. I had my running back Chase Brown, who's been on a tear the last 4 or 5 weeks. He got 16 points, so that's not bad. His running back Jonathan Taylor could have done so much more damage, but the Seahawks kept him from going ballistic. He got 13 points. Then Ashton Shenty just continues to have issues, so that was getting 8 points out of him, considering how badly the Raiders got beat, was a gift. Now, he had Christian Rodriguez in his lineup, the running back for the Washington Commanders. Did not play. He was out, so that was a mistake on his part.
A zero burger?
Yeah, zero burger.
Wow.
Terry McLaurin, obviously Scary Terry for me, wide receiver, got almost 16 points. And then Javon Williams, wide receiver for the Detroit Lions, went off, had 26 points, Nick. Chris Olave had 20 points in a comeback win there for the Saints. And then Jerry Jeudy just did not have a great game. 4 points, just 4.2 points for Detroit.
This is setting up pretty good for you, dude.
Yeah, right. And then we get to my tight end. I mean, a little bit of issues there, but 14 points out of Travis Kelce. Not terrible. Dalton Kincaid only got 6 points, so I'm looking good there. Here's where I bleeped the bed, Nick. T. Higgins out. I had him in my lineup.
What happened? He was out since Friday. What's going on? That's 2 full days.
I thought that right after that I had taken him out of my lineup, but obviously I should have caught that a couple times, and scrolling through, I didn't see it, and then my pre-game rituals got interrupted on Sunday, and it just went unnoticed by my side, and I would have probably replaced him with DeAndre Swift or Tyrone Tracy, either running back there would have been preferred, both of them getting over 20-plus points. And then Jake Elliott got me 7 points. I had minus 2 points from the Patriots defense. They were rocking at the beginning of that game, and then it ended bad. He got 10 points out of Jay Bates and 5 points out of his defense, the Buffalo Bills. Ultimately, Nick, this was a close game, and I dropped the ball and screwed it up, and I'm kind of upset with myself about it, as I only scored 91.56 points. He scored 97.92 points.
So if you would have taken out T. Higgins for essentially anybody, you win that game and are in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Instead,
absolutely.
you lose and you're going home.
Yep.
That's a real head coaching error, Big J. You got to address that in the locker room. What do you say to your critics?
You're right. I suck.
I mean, that's
I got nobody to
dude.
blame but myself and my wife. So,
And how much of the blame are you putting on her?
95%.
Okay, great. You listen. You can always guarantee that the buck is going to get passed if it can. And I'm sorry, Big J. That means you have been eliminated from playoff contention.
Eliminated.
So there will be no Big J in the morning after Fantasy Football League
Not this
playoffs.
year.
For good old Pickle Nick coming in as the number 1 seed, I had that locked in. My playoff berth is actually locked in. I was going up against Bone Thugs and Charbonnet.
Oh my God.
And
Is this a real number?
It's a real
I
number.
Didn't look at that.
I told you I got absolutely throttled.
But they scored 200 points.
Yes. Bone Thugs and Charbonnet hung 200 points on my Happy Meal ass in the final week of the season. Josh Jacobs went nuts. James Cook went for 31 points for the Buffalo Bills. He got 41 points out of Amon-Ra St. Brown. He got 37 points out of Trey McBride. Another 18 out of Jennings, the wide receiver for the 49ers. And he even got a zero burger out of his defense. So 201 points he put up. That's the highest points of the season for the entire run. Nobody has put up that much. Nobody has broken the 200-point barrier. So congratulations to Brad, who put that lineup together and actually could have done better if he had put in DJ Moore in his lineup and changed out his defense. But 201.8. I only put up 104 points. Not great. I had Jacoby Brissett, who has continued to overperform.
You would have beat me and the guy I lost to.
Puka Nacua and Aubrey have been great for me, but did not get a great performance out of Breece Hall or out of McMillan, the rookie for the Panthers, or out of Warren, who has been terrible since Daniel Jones has disappeared from that lineup. They're just not throwing it to him anymore. So that has become a liability for me. And so I took one on the chin. Here's what ended up happening. Brad did so well in that game, scored so many points. We had 5 teams tied at 8-7, including you, Big J, for that final playoff position. But he scored so many points that catapulted him up to the number 4 slot. So Brad and Bone Thugs and Charbonnet now have a playoff team in that. And guess what happens? I get a rematch with the guy that just doubled up my score in the first week of the playoffs. I am favored to lose by more than 10 again. I do not feel confident heading into this matchup of a rematch of what just happened this week that's happening again next week.
Yeah, I mean, that's it's crazy.
Congratulations, Brad. High score. Obviously, you get the McCleary's prize package. Way to go, brother. I hope you don't do nearly as well this next week. No
yeah,
offense.
how much junk did he talk? Because you said you saw him last night.
It was so busy last night,
yeah.
he didn't have a chance to say anything but hi. But if I would have had a chance, I would have escorted him from the building. But unfortunately, I did not get that chance, and he kicked my ass. So congratulations, Brad. Well done. How does it go for the rest of the teams? Who else is going into the playoffs? Well, that would be a little team known as Dr. Bacon, who has been the number 1 seed most of the season. But this is another playoff rematch, crazy enough. Great Bijan is coming in, and he won in this particular matchup 128-108, thanks to a good performance from Matt Stafford, 29 points from Bijan Robinson, and 16 points out of the Philadelphia defense. And so he'll be playing Dr. Bacon again. So we have a couple of Week 15 rematches matched up against each other in the first round of the playoffs. You really, yes, you have nobody to blame but apparently your wife. So, yeah, it's kind of, it has happened sometimes in the NFL as well, but we got teams that are very good at the top, and they're still staying good. So we'll see Great Bijan and Dr. Bacon facing off against each other in the first round of the playoffs, and me and Bone Thugs and Charbonnet. Elsewhere, Team Cult of Josh improves to 8-7 on the year after a 164-124 win over Dell 2, Nick and Big J 0. Dell misses off on the playoffs as well, as does Cult of Josh, who both teams finish at 8-7 on the year. And then we have Matty Ice improving to 7-8, knocking out the Deadpool variants, 182 to, or is that a 6? 162? Yeah, 162 to 104 to make the final score. He improves to 7-8.
He would have taken the top score if it wasn't for his actual brother scoring
40
200.
points more than him. So, yeah. Well, actually, that's not true because Team Cult of Josh scored more than Matty Ice. But still, way to go, everybody. Thank you for playing along. Best of luck to all the teams that are in the playoffs, except for Bone Thugs and Charbonnet. And we'll see if finally it's the year that somebody from the morning after wins this damn Super Duper Bowl.
Obi-Wan Nick, you're our final hope.
Yeah, well,
our last hope.
You're talking to somebody that has Jacoby Brissett as his fantasy quarterback, so I wouldn't hang too much up on. Morning after with
Phillip
Nick
Rivers is available.
And Big J. I'm good. There's your morning after Fantasy Football League recap presented by McCleary's Pub. Bad impressions next on the X.
Bad impressions.
So far, I'm not impressed.
On the morning after with Nick and Big J.
And we got a nice morning after prize package, baby, because we have a family 4-pack for Winter Garden Aglow at the Idaho Botanical Gardens. It's happening through the 31st of December. Highly recommend you check that out. And then, yeah, man, Arena Cross coming back to the Treasure Valley Ford Idaho Center Arena. That is happening here on December 20th, so this coming weekend. We'll get you some tickets to that as well. All you got to do is figure out bad impressions here today.
Phone number is 208-287-1003 if you'd like to play bad impressions for this prize package, and it works thusly. Big J will give you 3 clues, point you in the direction of
a famous rock star.
And if you can name that person in 3 clues or less, congratulations. These tickets become yours, and you've got plans for this weekend and plans for Winter Garden Aglow. You're living the dream. Everything is great, and all because you figured out bad impressions. It really is the circle of life. To the phones we go. Hello, the X. Hey, what's up, man? What's your name?
Aaron.
All right, Aaron, you're up first. Good luck.
Want nothing but a good time? Well, you know I'm wearing my bandana over my head. It's practically my uniform at this point.
Next one.
Every rose has its thorn. That is until you have your own reality show called Rock of Love.
Bret Michaels.
Yeah.
Nailed it, Aaron. Hang on 1 second. We will hook you up with Arena Cross tickets as well as tickets to Winter Garden Aglow. What was clue 3 for fun?
Being the lead singer of Poison was a blast, but I do love doing my solo thing too.
Well, look what the cat drag did. Why is Bret Michaels in the news?
Something that we didn't expect happening, Nick, and at the same time can't wait for, maybe? I don't know. He is coming up here in 2026, a biopic and a book, both titled Unbroken, Then, Now, and Forever. And there are not a lot of details, but he did say and tease the project with a photo of him playing a guitar as a kid and an adult. alongside the caption, "If I can survive rocking out on shag mustard-colored carpet on my first guitar, technically a ukulele, and remain as excited now as I was then and survive the highs, the lows, good people, and the downright maliciousness in the business I've chosen to be in and still get to rock out with my friends with a smile on my face on the stage today, that is the it factor."
Right, that's a run-on sentence. I hope he's not going to use that in this book.
Yeah, I didn't write it. So.
But what's your level of interest in the...
Zero.
Okay, all right.
But you took the fun one for bad impressions today, and there really wasn't a lot left.
Well, take that, Bret Michaels. What's the matter? What, you don't like Bret Michaels?
That's all right.
Huh?
I like Poison.
Do you have something against diabetes? Isn't that what he's the face of?
I know. I thought he was the face of stroke.
No.
Didn't he have a stroke?
I thought he has diabetes.
Years ago?
I don't. Turns out maybe I need to read the book. I don't know nothing about Bret Michaels. I thought he has some sort of disease that he keeps in check and medication because I saw him on commercials for it. And for some reason, diabetes is in my head. I don't know if it's stroke related though. Maybe one of the
same. I know
same.
he has had some health problems that he continues to fight.
Absolutely. But listen, a simple Google search could answer our questions, but we are not going to do that.
No.
Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Let the people tell us.
Instead, we will wrap up the show next on the X-Rocks. Is Mammoth, that is the spell, wrapping things up for the Morning After with Nick and Big J on this Tuesday. Thanks for hanging out with us. You guys selected a movie for Big J to watch tonight called Caught Stealing. He will do so on Netflix and report back tomorrow. Let you know his unbridled thoughts on said movie. If you want to play the home game, that's available on Netflix for you to watch as well and figure out if you like it. Or waiting to get Big J's full-on review and then go on from there. It's totally your call. We also found out that Big J made some mistakes. He forgot to put in somebody in his lineup, and it cost him a playoff position this week in the final week of the Morning After Fantasy Football League. So there's a lot of self-reflection and a lot
of depression.
Of come-to-God moments Big J's going to have to figure out for himself over the next calendar week. Make sure you don't check how you would have done against the team you would have played if you see how your score plays out this week, because then it'll just haunt you forever. You understand?
Yeah.
Got to let that go. But it does leave you with the floor, Big J.
Hey, James Cameron, Nick, we've got a big Avatar movie coming out this weekend. Just past the billion mark on his personal revenue. So he's a billionaire now.
Oh, from residuals and things like that, or just income?
All the stuff, yeah. So I think he's one of the first directors to be a billionaire. Of course, his movies have made billions upon billions, from Terminator 2, Alien 2, or Alien. I mean, all of them. And I mean, still holds the record for the highest grossing movie with Avatar.
I believe it reclaimed it with the re-releases, yes.
So we'll see what this next one does. I'm sure it'll do a lot of money as well.
Listen, I know it's not our vibe, and we are not interested in these Avatar movies. We did see the first one, but we've kind of jumped off. But this one's getting crazy good reviews as well. The people seem to like it, and they seem to care. Listen, the Avatar theme parks are huge business for Disney. There's no doubt about that. And this one is, I see, getting really, really good reviews. So the people love the Avatar, man. Who can blame them? I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum. It's just not my style of things, and that's okay.
It's gross.
Is it gross?
Just do regular people. Why you got to be blue aliens in another world?
Well, I mean, there are regular people in the Avatar films. You understand that.
Somewhat.
What do you mean
you seen one in a trailer recently?
Well, I know Stephen Lang stars in all of them, and he is a former guest in Morning After.
I haven't seen him come through on the last two movies.
Yeah, he was. I just saw him do some behind-the-scenes stuff and taking people behind the scenes of how it all comes together. So I think he's involved in it. But I do not know anything about the last two movies because I have zero interest in them. But I want you people who enjoy them to enjoy. And I think the Doomsday trailer is going to be in front of it, right?
Possibly. I haven't heard anything about that. But.
So you can go and enjoy. I believe they're out this weekend. And pad James Cameron's pockets while you're at it. Morning After with Nick and Big J. That's it for us. We will see you tomorrow. It's the X-Rocks.
It's the